Good evening. Welcome to part two of my 2008 Selkirk trip. Yesterday, the first part we took a look at CPSK. Today, we're going to be starting under the Alfred H Smith Bridge on the Castleton Cutoff, and we'll be walking up to CPSM. To show you where we are, there's Albany. Oh, here we go. There's Albany, there's the Hudson, there's SK and the West Shore line. Here's the Amtrak Hudson line. CPSM is the junction to the what is it? The Skodak branch. This connects the high-level Castleton Cutoff to the original NY Central main line. This whole thing was built as a way to bypass Albany, which had a pair of lift bridges, and then this bit here, which is a pretty stiff grade. Coming up there, you can see going up the West Albany Hill. That's the sort of escarpment that the Erie Canal and stuff had to get up and over. The way that the Castleton Cutoff worked is just to have everything at that level anyway, and have build this sort of ramp to get up there. And you can also see where the post road. So the original Boston and Albany would go directly to Rensselaer, Albany Rensselaer, via that ramp, and then this was added. This was built in the 1920s. So here we see the bridge, which is right next to the Interstate 90 thruway bridge, and this consists. The bridge itself has two river spans of sort of a trestle. The east one being significantly longer, and then a long and short truss for whatever river traffic is still going up here. Remember, the Hudson is still navigable all the way to Albany. And then CPSM is up here on this side. So we're going to be starting off underneath the bridge. I wanted to check something real quick. So I did visit the other side of the bridge on the upper level last year, or in early 2003. You can see here it is looking towards CPSM all the way across. It's a chunk of a bridge. It's the type of stuff you see like out west over like the Mississippi or the Missouri or something like that. So it's a pretty nifty bridge setup. It was also recently renovated by CSX, with a lot of the gusset plates being refurbished, a lot of the foundations being reconcreted, and we'll see that. Well, we're not going to see that here. This is 2008. Remember. So here we are looking on the river trestle, westbound toward the Hudson River. The Amtrak Hudson line is this line right there. Hold on. So we are underway here. All right. Here we are looking up. So we're at where we are at. We're starting from this road right here, which I think is like US like 9J. I never get the whole why 9 has all these letter suffix roots, only in around the Hudson Valley. So here we are looking up underneath the bridge. Normally I will do things like count the number of piers. Did I do that the last time? Oh, I did, didn't I? Ooh. Piers 23, and there's a lot of them. Did I count them twice or not? What counts as a pier? Well, hold on. Let me count them then. Oh, it looks like I can. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Yep, 22, 23, 24. Okay. So where we're at, this is going to be a lot easier here. This is pier, it looks like 1, 2, and 3. So we have pier 3. We're underneath pier 3 right here. The full like box structure is the pier. So this is, as I showed before on the map, if I go and pull this today, you can see how much better everything looks. The vegetation's been cut back. All the bearings have been put into new things of concrete. A lot of the steel work has been painted, and whatever was failed, they put in new gusset plates with rivets there. Sorry, bolts, high-strength bolts. The bolt technology has progressed to the point that you no longer need hot rivets, but you can use bolts. So here are again underneath pier 3. Getting into this area in the winter is far better than the other side. What is this? The east. This appears to be. So this is pier 3, and this would be the northwest footing. There we go. Yeah, again, this area there has been they probably gouged it out a bit and replaced it. And this would be the northeast footing. Not bad for something that's now, well, they look pretty good then. Now these are over are bordering on 100 years old. And here we have Pier 2, and that is what I think is some sort of rain gutter. It's sheet metal, and it's fallen off from some distance ahead and gotten all banged up. So Alfred H Smith Bridge, pier number 2. I'm sure that's been removed by now. So here we have Pier 1. And the northwest corner of Pier 2. I don't really have a good way to number it east-west. You just have to sort of pick something and go with it. They're not official. It's often the best you can do when you're having to do arches or trusses. You just got to pick a side and make it consistent. Let's see what we got next. And here we again have Pier 1. This is still pretty chonky for this close. I couldn't get it all in frame. And here we have the Pier 1 footings. The color balance is definitely less of an issue in the winter. You can just sort of leave things more blue. It makes it look cold. Summer is the worst, where it's a hot day and everything looks blue, and you have to definitely deal with it. And here we have the east abutment and the I want to make this a little warmer. One second. Their east side. Okay, one second. East side plus the east abutment. Alright, and here we have the north side of the east abutment. Yeah, I know it's a little boring right now, but there is a payoff when we get to the top. And there's one thing that, if you noticed, there was a street artist had been by and put a whole bunch of stencils on things. So here we have this this ladder on it with all these cool street art stencils. Probably use the original thing there. Alright, that's cool. And finally we have made it to the top. One thing to notice, oops, what did I just do there? One thing to notice is this old pole line system with fabric wrapped cables. This would have been part of, this was the, at some point would have been part of the signaling system. Possibly until fairly recently, because we just got there, as you'll see, after CSX took a swipe at re-signaling it. So I don't know if this would have been part of the Conrail configuration or not. So one thing we can try to look at, we want to try to go for is, let me see if I can find my North American Towers page here. There we go. New York. So let's see if we have a Selkirk one. Oh, so this was the one that was at, this is what that was at SK. Now similar is going to be one at SM, and you'll see what I'm talking about. So this is the Selkirk Junction. Looks pretty similar. I should have brought this up yesterday. And it was, by this point it was definitely CTC-ified, but I don't know when the New York Central would have actually closed it. So here's SM. Beautiful, tower situation. So it was, the full thing was there in 1978, and you'll see what's there right now. And it was still open in 1945. So, oh yeah, these would have been original to the Cutoff. These were built with the Castleton Cutoff, and then at some point in the the 70 or in the it's 1930, 1959 it was still open. So it looks like sometime in the 60s or 70s CTC went through. And you can there's that that thing that I mentioned, the signaling wire. Yeah, there's one for CPRJ. It's not really a tower. All right. So I'm going to make this part of CPSM. This really doesn't have much to do with the bridge anymore. Oh, let me see if I can try that thing again. There it goes. That's better. So first off, I want to pull up CPSM on my interlocking charts. I have to go to the index here. Page 35. Okay, so we have CPSM. I'm gonna go with the ones in the parentheses. That's our first part here. Come on. Yep, that's the right one. Okay. See if anyone's actually tuned in here. I'm not sure. Not really many people. I was at the NYC Transit holiday train today. I've got my SEPTA midwinter trip number 24 is tomorrow. So for anybody, I guess anyone who's going to be watching this is going to be doing it from the future. So yeah, this is part of CPSM. So that's going to be the one switch 3 and 5. Oops. So that's the 3 switch 5H machine. Throughway Castleton Bridge. Yeah, the Castleton one appears a lot shorter than this one, but it's probably just because I'm cutting off this side of the viaduct. And here we have the eastbound masts, plus the one thing. The one thing I'm always surprised about is, despite the Hudson line having cab signals and the Boston line having cab signals, they still haven't cab signaled this little bit between here and CP 187. Just one of those, just like why not? Railroads just really. I mean, I'm sure Conrail absolutely would have. That's the one thing that we really missed out of the Conrail takeover was the further expansion of Rule 562 cab signaling. NS did it a little bit in 2018 with the Conema line and the Fort Wayne line in the Pittsburgh area, but that's really sort of an anomaly. With CSX removing with UP and CSX pretty much removing all their additional cab signaling. And here we have another picture with that 3 switch 5H switch machine in the middle there. Maybe I can drop this down a little bit. Or not? Nope. Yeah, that helps a little bit. There we go. So this is just going to be the same file name as this guy, but remove the bridge. Now here we have what's left of CPSM. I think it's still there. I really need to go back and revisit this. I have some plans to do so. If it is still there. Yeah, it does appear to still be there. Right there. Probably not doing great. So I gotta pencil this in for an Urbex mission. The best way you get up is via the ramp. There's no really other way to get up to SM Tower except from the road. You have to park down there. Or maybe back there. I don't know what things would be like. I did go up with my friend. Yeah, this would be perfect for it. You just sort of park right in there. No one's going to notice anything. You just walk down the road. I'm a little bit more paranoid about that these days. I mean, I guess you could sort of park there. Oh, look, they even built a road up. That's convenient. That'd be really convenient to get up that. So this survived because it was used as a relay hut, which was a frequent thing that would save towers, especially in the Conrail ecosystem, because there were so many well-built brick towers on Conrail. Although in New York State, so many of these were torn down because because New York State used to have very high railroad property taxes, which incentivized Conrail to demolish anything that could be a rateable. And here we have the eastbound side here of SM Tower. Even has the SM on it, which is nice. This is built about the same time as you would see MO Tower, NK Tower, the ones in New York north of Grand Central. Oops. If you're ever wondering, I'm trying to keep these files under 600 KB each. Just sort of an arbitrary cutoff that I've had for years for the amount of resolution that I'm willing to go with. Uh-oh, got another crash going on here. Well. God damn it. I wish it would just die and... I still don't know what causes that. One of these days I'll figure it out. Shit. 66. So here's the question. Well, here's the new SCPSM. Just interesting how quickly this was re-signaled. Before 2008, just with CSX has been going great guns on all these classic Conrail interlockings. Real shame. At least they kept it as a CP instead of just making it SM interlocking or some bullshit like that. So here's a question. Where the fuck did this train come from? Like, why don't I have a picture of the, why don't I have a picture of the engines? Like, what was I doing when the train showed up? Did I get scared? Did I, like, go and hide? I don't know. Maybe. That's the track 1 mast there. So this plus track 1. Wait, hold on. Oh, I didn't write this one right. What the hell's going on here? Okay, I want that. Plus, it's the... I think it's the 2E, right? Yeah, it's the 2E mast. There we go. And here we have CPSM and the old SM tower. All right, that got it. And here we have the 5 switch. Looking eastbound. So you can see how they how they branched off there. One goes down to the Hudson line via the Skodak branch, and the other one continues on to become the Boston line. A cab signaling picks up at CP 187. I don't know why it was. They can't, when Conrail resignaled this, I don't know why they didn't resignal this part. And here we have the heater, the points, the whole shebang. There we go. And next, here we have the 5 switch looking back through the interlocking, including the 3 switch and SM tower all the way back there. It's a very interesting layout in that you have the through route will route you from the main track to like track 2, and then they provide a second like ladder there. Like why? I don't know. I guess it's so you can have it's great to have the parallel moves, but I don't know. It's just odd that they would route this onto track 2 as opposed to have this guy go straight on track 1 and have this guy come over like that. So, in the rare case you would need to exploit that parallelism or whatnot. Why isn't that? I don't know why wouldn't you want the straight route through on track 1? Maybe that's because a through train at SK, track 2 sort of turns into the through track. Maybe that's it. So you won't have to give a freight any sort of signal less favorable than clear. It's the only thing I could think of. And the last one of this set, we are looking at the 2W signal and then the 4W mast a little bit farther. Although these are set up for seaboard, this is at the time and still to this day within the Conrail rules area, mainly because the Boston line with its 562 cab signals uses those Conrail indications. See how seaboard doesn't have anything for cab signals. So they keep that, and today the far side of the bridge is where that changes. You can see here, this is where the Conrail rules end. So, because God forbid you give someone a yellow over yellow approach slow, you've got to give them, you got to make, if they had just left this Conrail rules, they could have saved a whole extra signal head. They wouldn't have had to install 3-headed monsters for approach slow. God, they're dumb. Using yellow. I hate yellow over yellow advanced approach. I hate it so much. Like the whole UK adopted it because they came over and saw that the Central used it. Flashing yellow is advanced approach, and yellow over yellow should be approach slow. Oh, that annoys me to no end. Get this guy down a little bit there. So you can use the lunars under NORAC. The only difference would be that these would still flash their medium approaches, but they are poised to be turned into seaboards if necessary. All right, second round done. Let's see if there's anyone in the chat. Now we got someone watching. Welcome. So under CSX, this is the Castleton sub. It comes up from the what used to be the where is that? Boston sub. Buffalo Terminal. They have this starting right here from the Berkshire and going between here and CPSK. It's like 10 miles, if that. Does it tell you? Talk about making things complicated. There's a CPSM high car detector. And because they're on different tracks, they will do different readings. I don't know if that would have been the original name for it, though. What's it say? TTB for the bridge. What the hell's that? Through truss bridges. Oh, okay. I guess they have to mark that. Maybe it's for wide car stuff. Alright, so here we have the 2W mast. You can tell it's a seaboard standard, but like I said, it's likely going to flash the medium approach. This is one of the other big changes between seaboard and NORAC. Because they don't have to have that red over yellow restricting, the seaboard can use red over yellow for medium approach, and then it uses all lunars for restricting. But then that requires you to have four-headed. You're going to have 4 lamps for any time you need restricting. Now, Union Pacific's probably doing it the most cost-effective way by flashing red. They will use lunars occasionally if you're going into a yard or something. Just for routing purposes, so they know, crews know if they're going into a yard versus if they're just running up someone, entering an occupied block. This period in time, these seaboard masts were not as ubiquitous, and you were just starting to see them pop up places. The mess on the Selkirk branch is one of the first places where you started seeing seaboard signals replacing Conrail ones. And here we have the 4W mast. I don't know what this would have had before this was re-signaled. If it would have had searchlights, like small target searchlights, which were present at CP 187 on the Boston line, or if you would have had target signals. I'm betting it's searchlights. Everywhere except SK had searchlights. Maybe a Google search can figure it out for me. Nope, just my signals, of course. Wait, here we go. Maybe this is... That's Titus. So I can just barely see them. Oh, yeah, those are small targets. Man, I should have gone out there at some point. I'm not sure when those would have gotten replaced. This was 1996. Well, I wouldn't have had a chance to go see that. Regardless. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to find one of CPSM. It's not a common area for people to get up to, even though it's still pretty close to the road. If I'm up there, I'm going to have extra people with me, so I might be able to hike up myself. Having someone who can wait for you in the car is definitely an advantage. And here we have the 4W mast with the track. Now, while I was waiting, the signal cleared up. Now, again, I don't know how I missed that freight train. Like, what was going on with that? Oh, the defect detector's there. I should do something with that, or acknowledge that in my other photo. So now it's, as that train moved, or whatever's happening, the signal fleets, it's got it cleared. I think I waited for a little bit, but I mean, you'll see nothing came of it. Yeah. And then I got this sort of bleached out backlit photo of it going on here. But I can get down there. There it goes. That's a lot better. And here we have there's the old mast. I bet that those were small target searchlights, but maybe if they were more original, those were really sort of a Conrail era thing. The small target searchlights sort of came in to replace the older GR in the 80s and 90s, to replace the older GRS style G signals, target signals. And here we have the same 2W now displaying clear. So maybe I was angry that I missed the first train, but nothing else showed up when I was there. But you'll get to the additional content here. That looks better. Nice. And finally, we have the high car detector. So there's two separate ones here. Oh, and there's the T-box. And that's probably the radio antenna for the high car detector. So this is the Boston line high car detector, and the other one's the Skodak branch high car detector. Oh, I should probably and here we have the high car detector sensors. These are nothing more than infrared light that is broken. I don't know how much they're interlocked with the track. Like, if I'm betting that they have to have an active track circuit to register a problem. All right, that's our third round of photos. We're wrapped up. Getting close to the end here. And in this one, we go inside SM Tower to sort of see what's going on there. And it's still there. I should probably head back. Oh, hey, Brian's here. The high and wide detectors have issues when there are blowing leaves when a train is passing by. I've heard that that can be a problem, but it's not so much of a problem that it's caused a lot of it's critically bad. It sometimes affects passenger operations because those are moving a little bit faster. Here we go. So this, we have Connor would love to. Sometimes I saw this at Winslow before it got gutted. Especially if you want to heat a space, dropping in one of these sort of interior walls is the way to do it. These are this is the rear of the old interlocking plug board. And I don't know what that exactly is there, but I'm going to try to make this a bit bigger. Just for reference purposes. And I know what that is because I have the other side. Pluggable relays sort of came on in the 1940s as a replacement for the shelf relays. And these look like Ethernet, but these are all single core unity voltage wires. Here we have, this would have been a support for the old interlocking machine, and then we have some X-side batteries there. I've seen a bunch of these places where we have unsecured structures that have the batteries just lying around. I think Winslow Tower, when that got broken into, had a whole bunch of batteries still in it. Where else did I see a bunch of those? It was like a really surprising place. Maybe it was ARUN or just a tower where it's not even, Winslow's been resecured. I don't know if it was in Winslow. What tower have I been in recently? I can't remember. Maybe it was those ones in New Hampshire. They might have oh yeah, they did. Yeah, I'm sure that I've seen it elsewhere, but when I was in New Hampshire, in Manchester, not noticing that I was near a tower that has now since been demolished, call me Mr. Observant there. But when I was in New Hampshire a little bit ago, was that in 2022? I think so. Yeah. Yeah, look. The batteries are just sitting out there. And they're not even really secured. And there are homeless people all over the place. You'd think that they would know, like, hey, if I had, I've found marine batteries sitting by the side of the road once, and I hefted them in my car, and I got like $86 for them. Like, lead acid batteries are worth a pretty penny. All the metal scrappers have been all through this damn thing, but they didn't grab the batteries, so I don't know. Oh, the broom that's still standing there. I don't think this doesn't have that much detail. So I don't need the extra size, really. And here we have, I don't know what this is. I think that's just the communications box. 1 second. Yeah, that works. A little bit big. Maybe I don't need that much sharpening. Yeah, that's fine. And this is the terminal board. These are where any wire coming in from the outside will go through the terminal board, because this is where you have your lightning arresting, fuses, stuff like that. So this is your inside to outside to inside interface. Here is your telecom. No, when I say telecom, can I read this? This also might have been the power supply. The Harman electrocode. Maybe this is the power supply. I don't know. It could just be like the fault finding, whatever. Those seem to be lightning arresters or something up there. Maybe it's the power supply. This appears to be the oil. Oh, this looks like the oil tank. And there's some original walling right there. And we're back outside. So I didn't take all that many photos, which I probably should go back and get a whole bunch more. But I'm not entirely sure when I'm going to be able to do that. I'll see if I can pencil in for this week. I do have some ideas of places to go. And you can see the heater stuff right there. Let me just go to one of those photos now. Yeah, it's there. It's Syracuse. Never mind. Yeah. At some point, they popped the top on it. Huh, somehow you could drive out there. I wonder how that was accomplished. I guess that there's an access road. Somehow. remember when I went down to CP 187 the first time I hiked in from there, and then I realized that there was a literal like access road that took you right to it. That one right there. Oh wow, that's a big substation. I wonder how new that is. Wow, that's so new it wasn't there in 2019. Just ate up that farmer's field. And here we have the rear. And rear the other way with what looks like some telecom stuff there. Looks like a T-box, but I'm not sure. Oh, that's the old pole line penetration. I took one more photo inside of the pole line penetration, trying to figure out what it was for. There might have been two different rooms on the inside that you accessed different ways. And the last thing is this door that was made from a Penn Central sign. I'd love to be able to figure out what it is. So it's upside down in this picture because that's how you have to read it. Because I can read PENN, I believe that's your Penn Central. E-P, and at the top, KIR. Selkirk, Selkirk, Penn Central, E-P. Well, we know it's a Selkirk yard sign now. And this was a door that they had fashioned as a makeshift door. I don't know when the top was popped on SM Tower. I'm sure that none of the pictures I have of it indicate that the top, was that recent. Yeah, this is just the relay room door, but it got stolen or whatever. So they fashioned a sign into a replacement door. Selkirk. Usually this is what it'd say, Penn Central in the middle, and then like Selkirk something. Like the one at New Haven is New Haven Wheel Mill. Oh, come on. I have it. Uh, Here it is. New Haven, Wheel Mill, Penn Central. So they like sort of putting the stuff around in different places. So you could have Penn Central in the middle, Selkirk, something else. That would be par for the course for their graphic design. Oh, well, wow, that's it. We are done for this set of photos. Let me see who's left in the chat, if anyone's left in the chat. Well, all right, if you're still there, Brian, thanks for watching. This has been a great day. I'm probably going to be done. There's a off chance I might have another live stream this Thursday, but we will see about that. I might be in the position to do a live stream on Thursday, but I'm with people who might not appreciate me doing a live stream on Thursday. I'll get these going in a little bit. Try to get them public so you can watch the remainders. They're pretty good. I just need to. I have a whole bunch of new videos and stuff, and apparently I only get 3 bell notifications a day, so I sort of need to limit my uploads to about 3 a day. But we'll see. We'll see how stuff goes. All right. Well, thank you very much. Hope you have a wonderful day. I remember if you're anyone's in Philly, well, I know you aren't, Brian, but my trip's tomorrow, and I hope that we'll see who shows up. All right.